and you hit another one and ow! Ow!
Yes!
Ow!
Yes!
Ow! 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 Ha! Gay!
Like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications, and once you're done, leave a comment saying that I subscribed, and you will be replied to. We'll be doing as many as we can. God damn, do I love Daniel Bryan, the little goat-faced hero that could. He had one hell of a storied professional wrestling career within the WWE. And damn, did most of the entries on this list come after that. I'm D Wicket, and these are the 10 times Daniel Bryan broke kayfabe. Number 10, joining the Bullet Club. No, we wish. While one day it might actually be possible, seeing as WWE doesn't want him to wrestle and his contract is going to expire soon enough, the moment I'm referring to would be when Bree was live streaming and Daniel made a point to say that he would be joining the Bullet Club. Now, this isn't the worst, as he was off WWE's cameras and he wasn't really hurting anyone in particular, but considering what happened when the Bullet Club decided to invade Monday Night Raw, Vince probably was not happy with this.
There we go.
That's if I were to join the Bullet Club, that's what would happen. But I'm not joining the Bullet Club.
Bryan Danielson. He's out of his mind.
Number 9, insulting Great Balls of Fire. The bastard. How dare he? How dare he insult the single greatest thing that has ever happened to professional wrestling? Great Balls of Fire, in case you somehow managed to actually forget, was the July pay-per-view for Raw that gave us the underwhelming Samoa Joe Brock Lesnar match. Damn shame. Anyways, Daniel decided that, while on Talking Smack, he would go ahead and talk some smack about the red-branded pay-per-view name. That was a bad joke, I'm sorry. Talking Smack is going to come up a lot on this list, by the way, so just be ready for that.
Why is everything a battle here, by the way? Battle Royal, Battleground, what is...
Hey, it's better than Great Balls of Fire.
Touche.
Fine.
Number 8, calling Lesnar lazy. What did Brock Lesnar do Monday? Sit on his couch? Bless Renee Young's heart for trying to soften the blow. You'll notice that a lot on this list too. Every time Daniel goes off the rails a bit during Talking Smack, Renee manages to find a way to ease the landing of the missiles Bryan's firing off at his own company. And calling one of your biggest draws and the current Universal Champion lazy, well, that's a North Korea-sized missile right there.
Couple weeks before SummerSlam, he's probably not going to show up at SummerSlam, right? That's my take on Brock Lesnar.
That's a bold...
Dean Ambrose even said last night on Steve Austin's podcast, he accused Brock Lesnar of being lazy.
Oh my God!
I say a lot of the guys on Raw are lazy because they are complacent and their managers are not as good as the SmackDown Live managers.
Yeah.
What did Brock Lesnar do on Monday? Sit on his couch? But what I'm saying is he's not coming here and fighting like Randy Orton is every week.
Number 7, that's what she said. Who else could have done this, really? During his retirement speech of course it's during his retirement speech, Bryan mentions that he wants to start a family and have kids, to which the crowd gives a nice little yes chant too, and this prompts Bryan to give the line of the night and possibly of the year, breaking off a bit to yell, "That's what Bree says all the time!" The crowd erupts in laughter before a holy shit chant breaks out, and then that holy shit chant is interrupted by a that's what she said chant. That's what she said chant. What the fuck is wrestling?
My wife and I want to start having kids soon.
That's what Bree says all the time.
Number 6, fisting. I guess that's what wrestling is. SmackDown used to be a very different place around 2003. Back in the day, SmackDown Live, formerly known as just SmackDown, had the big fist set, and it was actually pretty badass. Seriously, I love that thing. It was a cool way to immediately differentiate yourself from Monday Night Raw, and brought this odd sense of action to the ramp. Daniel Bryan had another odd sense of action in mind, however, as he brought up the old set during Talking Smack and went on a minute-long joke about fisting. God bless his little goat heart.
I don't know if you remember the old SmackDown set, but there used to be a giant fist, and I was like, man, SmackDown is really into fisting.
Number 5, mentioning the sex tape. Okay, maybe it had already been mentioned earlier in the night, but this is still fucking hilarious to me. During the rap battle between the New Day and the Usos, Xavier Woods' sex tape with Paige was brought up and was truly the line of the entire night. It was great, and Daniel seemed to agree, as when Renee and Bryan were discussing it, he couldn't help but be the awkward kid who tries bringing something up without directly mentioning it, but then completely does that. The Usos simply said, "Don't get rated R," Bryan basically said there's videos out there if you want to go see him.
I will say this. I loved the rap battle,
was
even though they
fantastic.
didn't let me be a part of it. Like, there was lots of, like, innuendo that I didn't think
New
that we
Day
allowed
took it
here.
to a whole other level. They got gnarly out there.
Well, not just bringing up some videotape footage. And
Yep.
Number 4, the tout talking smack. Everything about this one, really. After Talking Smack got canceled, Daniel Bryan took to Tout, of which he is an active supporter, and started up the new roaming camera smacking talk. Then he brought out Chad Gable and, in a mockery of the at the time new Jason Jordan-Kurt Angle storyline, claimed to be the true father of Chad Gable. This moment is damn hilarious and will probably be remembered as one of the funnier backstage moments in a few years, but everything about it is completely messed up. They remade a canceled show, they used fucking Tout, and insulted one of their own storylines. Damn.
WWE Universe, welcome to the Rogue edition of Smacking Talk. I'm Renee Young. This is General Manager Daniel Bryan.
The very first edition exclusively on Tout.
Please welcome on our very first guest, Chad Gable.
Yeah! All right. Very first guest of Smacking Talk. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. No one wants to know anything else. No one wants to know about me.
I agree. It's not about Jason Jordan.
Okay.
It's about me and Chad Gable.
Daniel, you're not my dad. Don't, no, he couldn't be.
Yeah, I could be. And you know what? In fact, I went and got an official paternity test.
Brilliant.
And I haven't opened it yet. I'm your father! I'm your father! Give me a hug, son!
You're 5 years older than me.
He's right. I have so much work to do.
You're just a new dad. You're figuring it out.
Number 3, choking out Justin Roberts. You may notice something about this list, and that's the fact that literally nothing on this list was from when he was actively wrestling. That's because Daniel Bryan is a damn professional, and you're not going to find many moments where he's breaking character. Except for this. Well, decide for yourself if it's actually a break of kayfabe, but it was definitely a break of some of WWE's rules, as Daniel Bryan literally choked out Justin Roberts with his own tie during the initial Nexus invasion. Jesus. Number 2, the Mountie. Dean Ambrose is currently my favorite character in pro wrestling, and it's because of shit like this. His persona is great, and he as an actor is actually hilarious. Ambrose, dressed as the Mountie, managed to piss off Shane McMahon to a scary degree and got him to leave the room. Bryan then questioned why he was dressed as the Mountie, to which Ambrose said nothing, pretty much. And then he had a message for AJ Styles. Oh, he gave the classic line, "The Mountie always gets his man," and the pause between the words Mountie and always was just so perfect too. Just enough time. Dean was inches away from cracking up himself. He did for a split second before saving it, but Daniel couldn't. He just couldn't hold it in, having to literally cover up his face as soon as Dean said the words, "Always gets his man."
Don't you want to know why I'm dressed as a Mountie?
No, I don't want to know why you're dressed as a Mountie. I do not.
Shane, you've had a long weekend. You're beat up. Well, why don't you just go home?
The hell?
Dean, you gotta go. But before you leave, I'm curious. Why are you dressed as the Mountie?
The Mountie always gets his man.
And number 1, mentioning TNA and saying that he wants to wrestle again. Kill 2 birds with 1 stone, why don't you, Bryan? TNA is the biggest rival company WWE has had since WCW died, and since 2001 they have done everything in their power to not acknowledge TNA. In comes Daniel Bryan, who also mentions the fact that he really wants to wrestle and doesn't want to be a GM, which WWE won't let him do, by the way. And then he calls out Mick Foley for leaving the WWE for TNA to go and wrestle. Jesus Christ. Daniel, calm down.
And you can't hold it against me that I would rather be in the ring wrestling than being the general manager, because 2001 when you quit, what did you do? You went to TNA and you went to wrestle.
Click like, subscribe, and comment down below what you'd like to see next. Thank you all for watching.